Presented by Progressive Insurance. Heck of a win by the Chicago Bears yesterday, 31-14 over the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys defense stinks, but you know what? At 0-2, beat the teams that are in front of you, regardless of how good or bad they are. Caleb Williams, arguably the best game of his entire career, 19-28, had 4 touchdowns, did everything that Ben Johnson asked him to do as the quarterback yesterday. And I personally am going to give him praise because I don't care if he was playing against my high school team. Throw the touchdowns, throw to the open guys, don't make mistakes, don't turn the ball over, and look this week better than you did last week. And to me, he did that, and I give Caleb Williams the praise because I think he's heading in the right direction right now.
Absolutely. He feels like he's getting more comfortable in this offense. You're seeing that progression, that slow improvement week to week, and Bears fans are praying that this is a harbinger. He threw for 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, career high, ties a career high, sets personal best, 142.6 passer rating, 10.8 yards per attempt. He's supposed to hit these milestones. We're seeing him get that improvement. And let's not forget this, guys, a league-high 68 sacks last year as a rookie. Didn't get sacked for the first time in his entire career. This was the best we've seen of Caleb Williams, and you really hope that he can build upon this.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far. I hear what y'all talking about. I think that's a product of playing against a really bad Dallas Cowboys defense. And I watched the majority of this game yesterday. I saw Caleb Williams skipping passes to wide open receivers. I saw Caleb Williams airmailing passes to wide open receivers. There are throws that are baked into Ben Johnson's offense that your quarterback absolutely has to hit. Now, of course, he's going to give you the wild plays when he uncorked that bomb to his wide receiver off the flea flicker. Like, you love to see stuff like that, and that's going to get everybody enamored. And we want to see him get guys involved, especially Luther Burden, knowing how electric he is. Romo Dunze had a big day as well. You saw them mixing it up with DJ Moore, having him play both wide receiver and running back. But I'll say this, Caleb Williams has got to do a better job at being able to make the layups more consistently in order for this Bears team to threaten in the NFC North. He had a great day against the Dallas Cowboys. Give him credit. I also think that defense stepped up in a major way, especially after CeeDee Lamb got hurt. I don't know why Brian Schottenheimer has CeeDee Lamb playing running back. That's absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes, even the best coaches make boneheaded plays, boneheaded decisions. But I thought that the Dallas Cowboys offense, being as anemic as it was, took a lot of pressure off Caleb Williams, a lot of pressure off of that Chicago Bears offense, and you got a better version of them than what we had seen in the previous 2 weeks.
So are you out on Caleb Williams altogether?
No, I didn't say I was out on Caleb Williams.
I'm asking.
No, I didn't. First of all, let's be clear about one thing. I was the one preaching patience for Caleb Williams even after last week's loss. I was telling everybody, just be patient with Caleb Williams. It's only the second game with head coach Ben Johnson. New system, new verbiage, a lot of new learnings, a lot of new personnel around him. There's just a lot of new. So I told everybody to be patient with him. Let's let this thing fully bake before we make an assessment of it. But it feels like everybody is now going to the opposite end of the spectrum, and we want to crown Caleb Williams. There is baked into that a little bit of confirmation bias because this guy was the unanimous #1 overall pick. Pretty much every talent evaluator said that he should be the #1 quarterback in the 2024 draft class. And so when he puts together a performance like this with 4 touchdown passes, no picks, 19-28, we all want to jump on board and we all want to believe in him because we all don't want to be wrong about what our assessment of him was coming into the league. What I am telling you is, based on what I saw yesterday, he has got to be better. He has got to be more consistent down to down. The splash plays are great, but that's not where the game is won and lost. The game is won and lost with your quarterback being consistent and making the layups, making the throws that he should make in order to sustain drives. If Caleb Williams can't do that more consistently, then this Bears team is going to be hard-pressed to get out of the cellar of the NFC North.
Yeah, I just, from my perspective, I don't expect him to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't expect him to be perfect. I think he's, as I've said all along, I think he's in year 1 of his career, and I expect him to improve week to week. Last week, that interception drove me nuts. Yesterday, he didn't turn the ball over by way of interception. He threw 4 touchdowns against a bad defense, and they won. To me, that's improvement. But
No, I'm still stuck on the part where you say you don't expect him to be the best quarterback in the NFL.
I don't.
He was the number 1 overall pick in a draft that saw 6 quarterbacks go in the first 12 picks.
Right.
Yeah, I passed on Jayden Daniels for him.
But if you're just thinking logically, when was the last time the number 1 overall pick was the best quarterback in the NFL?
It's been a minute.
Peyton Manning?
For a minute. Not for long, but for a minute. Top 2. But
Peyton Manning won 5 MVPs. At some point, he was considered the best quarterback in the NFL.
But if you just think about the best quarterbacks in the NFL, they're just the best quarterbacks in the NFL, regardless of where they're drafted, right? So I don't look at Caleb and think, like, he has to be the best quarterback in the NFL because he's number 1. I think he has to be good enough to get his team to the playoffs every year. That's where you start. And I think that progress is where we're looking at now. The flip side, and obviously we'll have more time on this, moving forward, but I don't know what the Cowboys are supposed to be exactly. Like, I'm not sure, are they supposed to be good this year? Are they not supposed to be good? I have no understanding of what. No, it's like, at least the Bears, I know, here's what the Bears' game plan is. Get Caleb better every week. So, as you said, they don't even have to think about drafting a quarterback in the next 5 years. Forget next year, next 5 years, right? That's their goal. That's pretty clear. What is the goal of the Dallas Cowboys this year?
Well, when you
making money, I know, but outside of that,
when you move on from your best player very close to the beginning of the season, do you expect them to be Super Bowl contenders? No. Do you expect them to be that competitive? No.
Yeah, and then they lost Kenny Clark in that game 4 times. CeeDee Lamb was injured, didn't return in that game. So, yeah, a couple of key cogs were out for the Dallas Cowboys. Not their best showing by any means. I will still contend that
17 of 24, 204, and 3 touchdowns in games that he has started and finished. Okay? Started and finished. The Eagles have won 17 in a row and 19 of 20. No, but he, guys, it's because of it. He has nothing to do with it. Nothing. At what point are people going to say, all right, you guys are right about this. He's awesome. And I understand it's a blocked field goal. I get all the defense. I get all the special teams. But that man is awesome.
But that's the thing, is they'll defer to Jalen Carter and the blocked field goals. They'll defer to that defense. Anything to stop them from giving Jalen Hurts the credit that he's earned.
Yeah, it was a rough day for the Stafford over Jalen Hurts crowd.
Yeah.
Rough day for them folks. Yeah, I'll take Matt Stafford over Jalen Hurts. Matt Stafford has to do more for his team than Jalen Hurts. Didn't look like that yesterday. Jalen Hurts balled out. 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air. I mean, think about it. They had -1 yards passing at halftime. Jalen Hurts comes out in the second half, 17 of 24, 209 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a 137 passer rating, and an 84.3 QBR. Is that good? Pretty good. Jalen Hurts can give it to you any way you want it. He can play whatever kind of game you want to play. After the LA Rams scored 26 unanswered points, guess what the Eagles do? Score 26 unanswered points. And they do it in the air. And I thought what was interesting, maybe the turning point of yesterday's game, that sack fumble to begin the second half, when Matt Pryor gave up the ghost, that guy was an absolute turnstile. They inserted Fred Johnson into the lineup, and he stabilized the right tackle position in the wake of the Lane Johnson injury, and away we go. The pass protection was solidified. All of a sudden, they had the blitz pick up right.